Welcome to Best Stories Podcast. We are here. Declan's back. Ryan's back.
I honestly don't think they can. The camera can see me. So,
well, I don't think so either. I thought you framed it.
Not very well. Well, it ends up dying halfway through. Do you really even use it that much?
What?
Last time,
I always use it.
Didn't I click it, record a second time, and it continued?
You made it all. It did work. It did continue.
It did?
Yeah. There was like a gap. Probably.
Maybe it's just time-based. Like, you only record a certain amount of time.
You know what's funny is when I record at the wrestling shows, we have a camera that... we have our own hard camera that just records the front of the wrestling ring to cut between if we need to. Every 30 minutes, we have to turn it on and back off. So I'm guessing it's the same thing. We're still in the writer's strike, so there's less and less to talk about movies-wise. But I was talking about wrestling. I was saying Roman Reigns, 1,000 days. Stupid. So, yeah. So, within... You were saying he got the other belt. So, what happens is he's not defending the belts. And then that means two belts are just held hostage. So, other wrestlers can't...
Wait, he's not wrestling?
He's wrestling. He's there. Actually, okay. He's got an agreement, contract, shooting, no kayfabe. That he has where he doesn't have to be there as much. So he'll miss like some Friday Night SmackDowns. So he's
Brock Lesnar?
Kind of.
That's fucking annoying.
But you own both belts or you're holding both belts. And what sucks is it'll be like that day the bloodline will come up and like, yeah, we're representing.
The bloodline. We're part of the bloodline.
Their story is the best. The best story it's been in a while.
That's the Usos?
Usos and their younger brother Solo and Paul Heyman, the wise man.
I thought you hated them.
Their story is so good right now, though. And right now, the Usos are getting split from them because Roman's like, you listen to me, you fall back. Acknowledge your chief.
Your chief?
He's their tribal chief, the head of the table. Everybody thought The Rock was going to come at WrestleMania and dethrone him because he says he's the head of the table of like all the Samoans and shit. So they thought The Rock, and everyone's like, okay, maybe next year. I'm like, I don't want to wait till another WrestleMania. Like, Cody Rhodes came back on the Royal Rumble. Everyone's like, oh, it's his time. We're not going to trip. He's going to win, take the belt, dethrone Roman Reigns. And literally, Rodney was sitting here watching it with me, and he held my arm. He's like, he's going to pin him this time. And Roman Reigns pinned him, and I was like, dude, I felt like a panic attack come. Like, I did not expect it, and it pissed me off so much because I have to wait again. He's not going to lose it, like, in the next couple ones. So, yeah. But at least wrestling, I guess. I don't know. How does that fall under the writer's strike? Because there's writers.
Do you think
they're not in the guild, I guess.
No. Of wrestling, like, sat out and are picketing?
Vince is still in charge, so Vince would be like, get me some new ones, and... that'd be that.
Scabs. Vince probably also like has his head writers that like are his boys, right? That are like just set him up, right?
I'll just do this myself. Puts on his glove.
Opens up the case and Thanos' glove. I'll do this myself. I like that. Always refers to masturbation.
What?
They always made memes. Do you know that clip, right?
Yeah, but it's like
they always have memes where it's like...
it's not just masturbation.
Well, there's tons of memes always that have like, wife doesn't want to hang out with me tonight. Then it shows the next picture. I'll do this myself.
I've never seen that.
You've never seen it? No. Oh, sorry. I live on the internet way too much.
No, you live on a very specific part of the internet.
Maybe so. I don't know. But, and then we also at least got to see the Ninja Turtles trailer. We're just talking about that. I think it, like I said, I don't know, like the cast, I'll pull it up real quick. I don't want to mess up anything. But have you guys seen how many people are in it?
I haven't looked at the cast.
Like at the at the end of the trailer, it goes do.
Yeah.
And people are going like, I don't know, I think that's too many people. But I think people are cool with Seth Rogen that they don't care to drop in to do like 5 lines.
Who?
Like Paul Rudd is like a character.
James Gunn has that. James Gunn will just have like random big actors just appear for like 5 seconds. Because I was watching Guardians 1.
I mean, Stallone is in. Like, Stallone's a pretty big actor.
I was watching Guardians 1 last night. And there's just like random different actors who like. John C. Reilly gets a credit and he's just in the movie for like maybe a total of 5 minutes.
Well, it depends how big you think John C. Reilly is, but John C. Reilly is actually a big actor.
Yeah.
But it's hard because after watching him in Step Brothers, I think he's just this goofy guy.
James Gunn's also another guy who uses the same actors a lot.
Yeah, it could be a problem. I could see it as problematic.
But it's not a problem when. But I hate when people say that's gonna get annoying, and it's like no one ever complains when Tarantino does it. Tarantino uses the same 6 actors in every fucking movie.
I think again with that it could get annoying.
But it's not.
Has it annoyed me? Not really. But usually
what about his wife just showing up in every movie so far?
James Gunn's wife, I think, is attractive, so it doesn't bug me.
Who is
She's good. I like her in Peacemaker, but
Peacemaker, she's awesome.
She's the main chicken Peacemaker.
She's the person that when
The
all
blonde.
shit's going down in Guardian, she's on the thing going like, we're having a breach, blah 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 blah. She's the one that's going crazy when everything's going to hell
At the beginning?
in the little flesh place they're at getting the records.
Guardians too.
She's like
She was also in Shazam or Black Adam.
yeah, that was a weird scene.
Wait, she's just like
They're gonna go recruit Shazam for the
Black Adam.
GSA.
Yeah.
Do you know Black Adam?
He said he had nothing to do with her casting in that.
Well, because they
were
wanted
trying to tie in
the Peacemaker.
somehow. But it didn't seem tied into Peacemaker to me
It
at all.
seemed very goofy, period. Also, what's great about Ninja Turtles, I already told everybody it's going to be awesome, and people are hating on it because the look, I could care what it looks like.
Well,
Actually, I could care what it looks like because I would bitch. It's good enough for me, but it's written by the guys that did, like Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg, who fucking do Superbad and shit like that, and they're flawless. Now, to do it more for children, I don't know if it's going to be harder to make it. Well, actually, I think they wrote The Boys, but The Boys is not a kids film. Now that I think about it, it's cursing and shit. I recommend everybody
Sorry,
go.
when you say The Boys, one thing comes to mind.
It's called Good Boys, I believe it's called.
Oh.
Oh, so that's,
It's
one of those weird raunchy movies.
it's weird because it's raunchy, but they're like my son's age.
Yeah,
I
is
think
that weird?
Yeah, it's really
think there's
smart.
been a
I
little-
actually wanted to write a movie like that. Now I can't because I thought there's everyone.
People were talking a lot about the main kid in that movie because, like, he grew up. Like,
Well, he's Raph now in the movie.
Well, he played Flounder, I think.
Did
in
he?
Little Mermaid.
New one?
Um.
Who plays the crab?
Oh my God, Baxter Stockman is going to be in
Sebastian.
this.
Sebastian the crab.
I don't know.
Yes, I can't.
I know
kick you?
Aquafina's the
Oh, wow.
bird.
Oh,
Dude, did you see RJ? I shouldn't even say his name, but he's on Inner Sanctum. He's like, this is a Aquafina appreciation post.
I like Aquafina.
She's the same fucking character in every fucking movie she's in.
It's I don't know. Maybe it's just raspy. Women. Like I like
act like I'm
I like
urban. I don't
What was
know.
her name? Natalia or Nikki? Redhead. You hate. Very
That's a lot of people.
Right.
raspy voice.
Ryan, talking to the mic.
She's
talking-
in Orange Is the New Black.
Laura Prepon?
No, not Donna.
I don't think that's even how you would say her last name. She's a
Is it
redhead.
Natasha Leone? Is that
Oh, yeah, I don't like her. You're thinking
She-
it's the girl from American Pie.
her? Yeah.
Which I was going to say is we have so many movies that deal with American Pie kind of thing. Teens that are having sex. Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
You be careful with the next thing you say.
Huh?
Just be careful with the next thing you say.
Fast Times at Ridgemont High?
No. Continue what you're saying.
I don't know.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
Are you about to talk about how there aren't enough
No.
movies about 10-year-old kids talking about sex?
So, well, no, here's the thing is we have tons of movies that always...
That's what I meant.
Here's the thing. We write a lot of movies about coming of age at that age, but I think coming of age at 10 and stuff would be more...
See, this
it's
is
funny
you're what the Republicans are
because you
mad
understand
at.
that in 5th grade that we had to watch movies about boners and shit to teach us about sex, but the point of all of it was...
How else are we supposed to teach them about sex?
But the funny thing about it is we never took it as sexual. So that's why I think the movie The Good Boys, it's funny because they find like dildos and shit and they have no idea what it is. Like they find anal beads and then they smell these like it smells like shit and it's funny because we don't, at that age, you're innocent and you don't think things are weird. They find a sex doll and practice kissing it, which is disgusting. He pulls hair out of his mouth. It's disgusting. But we don't know what sex dolls are at 10 years old, 11, 12 years old. Like, my son doesn't know what the fuck that is. And that's why I said it's a good time to write. Like, tampons, they think tampons are meant to shove up your butt so you can't have babies. It's just a good age to write about that because it's funny and you don't really understand it. And I actually had an outline from it, and it was called Coming of Age, and I realized I can't use the CUM because that would make it very, very bad. But yeah, because I had it where they took birth control pills for some reason. There was a reason why they took it.
Candy?
No, they were freaked out.
I don't know if guys can take birth control pills.
It's dumb. They were in the movie. They're like
without like serious health ramifications.
No, you'd be fine.
Would you?
You'd be fine. So Seth Rogen's Bebop, John Cena is Rocksteady, Giancarlo Esposito is Baxter Stockman, Natasha something Dim Trio.
I mean that like
is Wingnut.
You could just be like
Mondo Gecko is Paul Rudd, which is probably sick.
Could just cut in live action Giancarlo Esposito as Baxter Stockman. I still think it would work. He's just
in live action in the middle of the cartoon.
He's a bad guy. He's a nerdy bad guy.
It's weird that Leatherhead is Rose Byron. That's her name.
Oh, the crocodile?
Yeah.
Yeah. So wait, are they gender swapping the crocodile?
Yeah. Ice Cube is Superfly.
He's got a big claw.
I thought you were going somewhere else. Ray Fillet, I believe, is Post Malone, which is kind of
Bobby Fillet.
Genghis Frog is Hannibal Buress, which is really good. It's funny, I do know like some of these. I know Genghis Frog and
what a terrible name.
But they had dumb names.
Well, it's supposed to be like Genghis Khan.
Mm-hmm.
But Frog and Kong.
Can I kick it? That playing Tribe Called Quest was actually a pretty cool.
A pimp named Slickback.
A cool trailer song.
Sure.
I think for me, if you could really nail a trailer with, oh my gosh, I didn't know that was his name.
You better say if you nail a trailer with music, the movie's almost guaranteed to be good. Because that's just not true.
No, I know that for a fact because of Fantastic Four. Remember the trailer? They played Count Bodies Like Sheep to the rhythm of a war drum.
At the all I can remember is, and they do it for fucking Flash. They play Time by Pink Floyd.
That's cool. And
like at the beginning of the Turtles, they play it, and then in the Flash trailer, it plays, and I'm like, oh, are you tricking me, movies? Are you trying to trick me? Because that song is fucking amazing.
I mean, they played Come Together for Justice League.
Come Together! I hate that version, though.
Yeah, that version sounds
that sounds very Joss.
That song's just not
it's
meant.
Not Joss, though.
I'm saying it sounds like Joss putting the trailer together, not Snyder.
I don't know. I think he would have cut out the part. I mean, we can't defend Joss anymore, but I don't think he would put in the...
I wasn't planning ever.
What does Aquaman say?
I thought you were Bat.
When's the last time you watched the movie?
I'm talking about the
Is that
trailer.
what he says?
No, I'm wondering when's the last time you watched the movie because I couldn't tell you what they say in that.
In the trailer, though, he says something like, he goes, my man.
Oh, yeah.
I think Joss would have left that out, but who knows? Joss also wrote, you know what gets...
No, that's a Joss line. My man thing, I'm pretty sure it's a Joss line.
Lightning.
Yeah, well, he wrote the famous Storm line.
I know.
But same as everything else.
I just think it was delivered differently. I'm not trying to defend him because if you watch like Firefly, Mal will say dumb stuff like that.
There's probably a whole like setup to that joke that they cut out.
I don't know. Like one of the best scenes of Firefly is like shit. The episodes are all fucked up. But remember when the guy's on the ground like playing with him? And he's like talking shit, and he's like, "I'll fucking kill," or "I'm gonna do this to you," and Mel just kicks him into the into the propeller.
Sounds familiar. I haven't watched.
He's a big ass dude. And he's like all chained up because we're gonna come back, and Mel's like, and just kind of kicks him, and he just flies into it. I don't know. It's a very Mel's very Indiana Jones ish. Deadpool kind of character.
Just because in Indiana Jones some guy
gets
cut up by a propeller.
Is it? I don't know.
Yeah.
Say what?
Said he plays one of the last villains in Buffy. I didn't know that.
Nathan Fillion, who did a great job in Guardians.
Who's the perennial pick for Hal Jordan?
You bitch.
Is that what he calls her in Buffy? Guess Josh is a misogynist.
He likes massages.
I know.
But the whole last episode is a bunch of like 100 slayers.
Is it?
Attacking vampires. So it's like kind of feminist, but
Can you kick it?
not.
I never followed Buffy at all. I think it's too much for me now to jump into. But everyone had trouble on the set apparently now, so now it'd be a lot different
Is that
to jump
going to
into.
taint it for you?
It's kind of hard to enjoy things when people are all like, yeah, this was shit the whole time.
Jenna Ortega. You heard about that stuff?
You know what happened?
First off, people are mad because she's
people hate
drinking
her.
wine and smoking cigarettes.
She's trying to be too cool.
Well, it's just like...
The writers are mad at her.
So I smoke cigarettes, right?
What writers are mad at her?
The
I want to talk about the cigarette thing,
protests.
and then we could...
Why,
She
filming
said
them?
something.
Oh.
But anyways.
I smoke cigarettes, and I sort of get why you'd be mad at her, because, like, she's kind of setting an example, and she's also now in this part of her life where, like, she's at the liberty to basically do whatever the fuck she wants. It's like you at least attempt to set a good example. Like, you have young fans, you probably just shouldn't be... If you're going to smoke, you can
also
smoke
kinda
inside
wanna
of
live
your,
your- oh, I was- yeah, I was
in your
gonna say,
$1 million house. You don't have to
kind of
smoke
want to live
out.
your life, I guess, but yeah.
Yeah, but it's like, if she gets lung cancer, she'll get treated with the best treatment in the world. It's kind of like, of course you would do it. You have all the luxury to be able to afford to do it. And now you're setting an example that it's cool or okay for all these other young,
To me,
impressionable
She
people.
seems like someone that doesn't care.
To me,
She seems very, but that's like,
Like she's so much in. She's like
so-
Jared Leto, like too
Yeah.
much into your role.
Yeah,
that
she's
it's
very
like,
disconnected to me. Like, everybody's always like, oh, dude, I want to date her. And I'll be like, dude, she'd probably be hell to date.
I guess she was like.
She seems like a person that's so
and
disconnected.
then yeah, she's like
she was
in trouble with the writers.
ignoring scripts and just ad-libbing in the set of Addams Family. So that was making the writers mad.
But
she was
wasn't-
like, I don't like that at all. I'm not going to say that. And she just-
What? See,
felt like she knew the
I
character
think,
better
See,
or
I was gonna say, I think what I would defend her a little bit is while you're playing someone, I think she was saying like Wednesday wouldn't say this. And do you have a right? Do you have a right to say it? Not really, because the writers wrote it. But I get it. If I was like, I got to play Wolverine, and then in X-Men 2 when Jean Grey died, he starts hella crying. He's like, "She's gone, she's gone."
But you have to get that first one under your belt, though, right?
I would
With
be
no
like,
problems, right?
I would be like, dude, I can't do this as Wolverine. They're like, we're gonna take our
But
check away.
it also depends on like the amount of ad-libbing you do. If you change one line, no one's
I
gonna
guess
really be pissed at you. But if you're like picking and choosing all throughout the thing, then yeah, the writer's gonna. It at least comes off as a little bit like privileged. It's like pretentious. Yeah, she's just like. No, I don't think it can. And it's like
today, I
we
guess.
have.
She didn't really do anything before. I mean, she did.
But a
the
writer
movie X before that. I was gonna say
Actors
she didn't
are
really
employees.
have groundwork.
They're not. They're employees at this point. They're not artists anymore.
Well, now
Okay, they're here to
she's
do a
the
fucking job. And like,
screen.
in my opinion, there's like certain directors like Quentin Tarantino who can get like any actor to just do their fucking job. Because he has a clear enough vision for what he wants, and he gets people that respect that vision. But once you get all these people that don't respect the vision of the director, then anything becomes this amorphous jumble of what the writers want, what the directors want, what the actors want. It's like everybody has a fucking role to fulfill. The writers write the thing, the directors tell people how to perform that, and the actors perform it.
I think Tarantino lets them ad lib, but
He probably have to be very.
But
He. Well, you've heard that Jamie Foxx talk about it, right? And Jamie Foxx is like, he brought me in. He's like, I can't. He's a fucking slave. I need you to act like a fucking slave.
Well, that's different than ad libbing as the slave. I think he
Sure.
probably lets some things go, but doesn't mean he keeps it.
Yeah, but he also. The Tarantino example is kind of bad too, because he also works with like really high level actors.
That's true.
Like he works with people that like he's like either worked with like Samuel Jackson, who's worked with for fucking.
Like, are you going to tell Christopher Waltz, let's do that again if he just nails it?
Yeah, and if like Samuel Jackson pulls a Bible verse out of his asshole to recite, you're really gonna be like, nah, you fucked that up. No.
I mean,
But that's
as a
because
director,
Tarantino has so much
I would say
control
as a
over it.
director, I guess if it didn't feel right, but these guys aren't probably gonna fuck up too much.
But I feel like if the project is going good, then nobody complains about the ad lib. But if the project is going bad, then if it comes off a certain way, then they're gonna complain about the ad lib, right? Like, if it happens too much, if it happens in a rude way, if it doesn't happen too much, it doesn't happen in a rude way. There's no reason for the writers to complain about it.
Because then, well, first of all, Quentin writes his own shit too, so
Sure,
it's a
but
little
like James
different.
Gunn's another example. He, lets his actors ad lib, but still has a very clear vision of what he wants the fucking movie to be.
Well,
And
it's
the
like
actors still deliver.
John
that.
Favreau was saying, him and Robert Downey Jr. and stuff, there was like basically no script. I'm guessing there was a script. There had to be a script. But how he described it was like they just...
Yeah, but John Favreau strikes me as a
But he
guy that
just
likes
said,
to,
like, they
likes
just-
to stretch the truth a little bit. To
They
make
just
everything
said,
a little
like-
bit that much more of an interesting story. Like, oh yeah, we were who's the guy? James Cameron does Terminator? Yeah, he's doing the jungle. He's shooting out the back of a car, driving in the middle, and it's like you're in the middle of a fucking the least busiest town in America, shooting your movie at like 12 o'clock at night. You're not like getting run down by the cops. They're really not that worried. But people like to.
You say James Cameron and you bring up Terminator, because it's not the first film that comes to mind.
What's the first one?
Avatar.
Avatar or Titanic.
But yeah, those are... Avatar is just horrible. Titanic's actually good. It's funny, Logan had to learn about it, and they put them in
The
classes.
Titanic?
Yeah, they put him in poor class and like whatever class to learn if you'd be saved or not. And I was like,
Did they kill some of the kids?
And
Yeah.
you will be a musician that'll have to stay on the boat to play as the boat sinks.
Logan,
Fuck.
Logan.
Did the teacher have some kids playing on the recorder?
If they had to put on a recorder. When you guys were in school, you guys had to do the Titanic. How many classes were there?
Glasses?
3 classes. First class was like the rich people, right?
Yeah.
And then mid people.
Did you live?
No, I died.
Damn.
Were you rich, poor, or mid?
No, 3.
You're on the bottom.
You were poor?
So if you were super
Racist.
poor, what did they explain
How
you
did they
as?
Like, was
I
it
got,
just
like-
by class?
They looked at
Or did
You're
they
in
go,
Crystal's
you're
business.
in that group, you're in that group.
Well, she like, blah, 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 you're first. And they give you like water. A cup of water. Your second class,
So they have all
told you to go to the back.
So
You can use a water fountain.
you don't draw names out of a hat. Your teacher just tells you where you... So she's pre-decided where you go?
Oh, wow.
That's kind of odd that my Mexican son was in 3rd class.
And third, no, not water.
Wow. And they...
So this went on for what, weeks?
1 week.
1 week?
One whole fucking week? Oh my god!
And they taught him, and then Logan
Dude, I would've revolted.
Logan got in cahoots with a friend in first class
Oh, yeah.
that was supposed to save him,
No, yeah.
and they wouldn't let him save him.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of messed up. If someone
Did it-
becomes but friends,
Were anybody
it's-
a musicians that had to stay on the ship or anything? Was there like was the teacher the captain? Did she
Did
have to
anyone get
stay?
a door?
The teacher didn't even volunteer to stay?
So how did you find out that you died?
She gets on the boat first and she's like, see ya, suckers.
Was to go outside. You walked outside. Sad music was playing, like.
I see you.
Look for your name.
And if you're not on there, you're dead
Yep.
The teacher just looks at
I
you and
wrote
goes,
nothing. I look like I'm dead.
for your name.
Yeah.
That is horrible. I didn't know that to an extent that they made you walk outside.
the teacher just looks at you across the room like that.
She used to have.
2 people survived.
She's like the teacher.
Jeez. It was just Jack and Rose?
Jack and I.
This class.
Oh.
That's crazy. Well, she didn't like you because
The
you
women
did
and
weird
the
things.
children.
Like you drew your whole hand black because you were bored.
Yeah.
That's racist.
He drew his whole hand black and then he raised his hand like a dumbass.
No,
Why would you
I did
do
I
that?
did the same.
Oh, how did she see the black on your
It
hand?
was like gray.
On the other hand?
Yeah. I
Teacher,
Like,
something's wrong.
She goes, I know. You're not making it out of here.
why did you paint your hand black?
Solidarity.
And what'd you say?
He
I don't
went
remember.
solidarity, my brother.
Because Black Lives Matter, bitch.
Black power, baby.
Yeah, I
Did
thought,
you hear that? He went, ugh.
I
And walked away. Like,
I thought I was mad at him just for drawing on it, but it was because he was bored in math. He's really good at math, so he's ahead of everybody. So he finishes and he's bored. And so then they made him start teaching the class.
go back in your room. We're going to
class.
talk crap about you while you're not here.
Everyone loved me. They paid
As a
more
teacher?
attention. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna watch my friend and hope he loses and fails while he's on in front of everybody
Yeah.
teaching class. So I don't know if they loved you. They're waiting for you to fail.
Go jump off a boat.
My friends loved me.
Yeah,
Go jump off
you
a
died
boat.
in Titanic.
You can't talk to us. You're dead.
And then they're like, they're gonna watch the movie. I'm like, how the hell are you gonna watch the movie? There's a booby scene.
I have to picture the teacher
They
just
cut it out.
pretend.
I guess they only watch clips of it.
I have to imagine the teacher getting on the metaphorical boats first. She just like pushes all the kids away, hops
Now,
into the
children-
square that's the sides of a boat, and she goes,
Now, children, this Titanic would ask for the women and children first. Me being the most mature woman, I would go because I'm also a teacher. She's like, I have to teach the future. So I will step on the boat that you guys can't fill up.
"Fuck them kids."
I'm sorry for Miguel, Jose, Jesus, Logan,
Lamar.
This is Lamar. There's no black kids in his class.
No, aren't
it's
any?
all Mexican. Is mainly. We went to his fifth.
Oh, so then it's not racist.
Fifth grade
She didn't
promotion.
have a choice.
No, there's white kids. I'm sure the white kids lived. He had his fifth grade promotion because they're junior high. Your junior high do 6th, 7th, 8th?
Yeah.
That's so weird.
That's not weird.
Yeah, we did 7th, 8th. It makes
That's
sense.
okay. You're stupid.
No.
You weren't smart enough to go to 6th grade right out of.
No, we went to 6th grade and it
I
was.
probably would have cried.
Why?
Going into junior high was traumatic.
It was rough. It was very nerve wracking. But
And I went into it 6th grade.
and
Got
he
picked up my first day. My mom, how's your first day? I said, we just drove home.
broke down barriers.
I love how like you every time you go back to school, you never fully get used to it. You've gone to school for like 12 years
having anxiety
straight,
didn't help. I was so nervous.
but everybody is
It
nervous.
wasn't that. It was
I was nervous.
the shift of having multiple teachers instead of one teacher.
Want to baby you and take out with you and you go.
Having to like stick to a schedule and
Oh,
get
yeah.
to classes on time.
For me, it was the bullying and the emotional abuse, but
but yeah, so Titanic, that was about James Cameron. To be honest with you, I think Titanic's a fucking
That's-
great movie.
it's about James Cameron. That's his life story.
Yeah, speaking of with James Cameron,
He's Rose.
you know James Cameron was attached for a long time to do Spider-Man.
Yeah, I did know that.
That's crazy.
I like the costume.
Dude, I was.
Was it the Alex
Alex
Ross one?
I think so.
I was
That
on-
appeared in the Spider-Verse. They said
Probably.
I saw a clip of it.
There's too many things to.
I don't think my anxiety would let me handle it in theater. I think too much flashing's overstimulating me.
I think you're just looking for an escape. You're looking
Let's
for a way
go
to-
in the movies.
Yeah, a way to cop out.
I'd
of
go
going to
see
the movies.
Guardians because I've seen it.
Guardians
I'd go in
is-
theaters. It's
Oh,
way more
Way
calm.
too loud for me in
That's
theaters.
what I was gonna say though. So last night I finished the Orville because I finished all the seasons on Disney Plus, and I was like, "What else should I watch?" Disney Plus, and I almost watched Avatar: Way of the Water, and I was like, "Nah, fuck that shit." And I'm like, "This is gonna suck." It's gonna. So I was like, "I'll just rewatch Guardians 1," and I'm like I'm within like the first half still. That's a fucking good ass movie.
It's
It's a lot of,
we
and
kinda,
this attaches to Spider-Man.
we
There's a lot of characters calling people fascists nowadays. Rocket at one point gets captured, calls them fascists. Spider-Punk calls people fascists. Batman's a fascist. I don't have anything. I'm not necessarily upset with it. I just think it's really funny.
They call Batman fascist in JOA.
Dude, I just fixed the audio. It's gonna be fucked up for the whole first half of this fucking video because one of these wasn't fully plugged in.
You heard yourself.
I know I sounded fine, but now I sound way better.
Oh, well, you hear all us and everything, right?
Yeah. It's recorded. It's gonna sound a little off, and then it's all of a sudden I'm gonna fix it.
Hey, what?
Yeah. Peter Quill's a very angry boy in that first movie. He's not a very happy person.
He hasn't
he's
gone
a
through
dick.
his
Rocket
his
is
character development.
still my favorite character, even in that first movie. He's the best part of that. All three of those movies.
Yeah. I mean, if you, The whole thing is, I always tell everybody, if you tell me Gamora is your favorite, I'm not going to argue with you. If you tell me Groot's your favorite, I'm not going to argue with you. There's like no bad characters.
Nebula's my favorite.
Nebula.
Have you seen her video?
She's not so she's not so gruff in the first movie.
No, she's really.
Bring him down, Dad. No.
When she's like, sure thing, Dad. That bugs me so much.
And she like walks away.
Yeah, all like
she's so sad.
She's all like dark, raspy, sexy, but slithers away.
Wait, that's in the first movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's right when she's walking with Thanos after Ronin's there or something.
Sure thing, Dad.
I started watching Avengers.
So is Ronin a punk bitch? Is he a punk bitch?
No, he's more prominent in the comics for sure.
Who?
Ronin.
Yeah, they fucked him pretty bad.
They just made him a.
Isn't he like part of the Kree? And it shouldn't the Nova, that should be the Skrulls, right? They're talking about the
Kree Skrull War.
They're talking about they signed a peace in the first movie. They signed a peace treaty. That's why Ronin's all pissed and shit because he wants to wipe out their culture. What is their culture? Are they like a mixed race society?
They're the blue people.
Yeah, but there's the guy with
like
this
all part of their
no, but there's the guy.
religion.
No, not the Kree. The Xandarians or whatever. Do they have like a distinct look?
The Xandarians?
Or whatever they're fucking called. The Nova Corps people.
No, they're just people.
There's some of them
they're
look
like Green
different.
Lanterns.
Little one.
So are they like a culture, a race, a society? Like I don't get it.
I think
we live in a society.
Zandalar? Is it Zandalar? No, that's from World of Warcraft. Xandar?
Yeah.
I think that's just the planet that the Nova Corps have their base on.
Is it the Nova Corps or is it the Nova Corps?
Corps. We say corpse all the time.
I don't know. In the comics, there's only 2 of them, so because they're all dead except for Dick and
Ryder.
Sam. I don't know if Sam's alive. I don't know. The champions aren't doing very well right now.
Why?
Because Kamala got stabbed through the chest.
Who killed her?
Spider-Man.
The villain from Spider-Man.
That-
Wayeb.
Would stop.
Wayeb.
I can't follow Spider-Man right now. There's the Gold Goblin.
Gold Goblin's interesting.
Norman Osborn.
Norman's a good guy right now.
And he's the Gold Goblin.
Why is he still...
He looks like a Power Ranger.
Why is he still choosing to be a goblin?
I don't know. He has all the tech.
Something happened in this story where
he just spray painted it gold.
Huh?
So something happened with this story where he like somehow reset to
Can I grab a drink real quick before we start this?
Me and him were still talking.
Kamala had, I guess she's used it in her comic before once, but it takes out too much of her power, I guess, where she can shapeshift herself into another person. So she was trying to protect Mary Jane because the villain's trying to kill Mary Jane to perform a sacrifice that would turn him to a god that would destroy the world.
It's always the same bullshit of like, I need to kill someone to get powerful.
So Kamala told Mary Jane to run away and keep running, and then she turned herself into Mary Jane, and then the guy stabbed Mary Jane, and then she's like, nope, psych, gotcha, I'm really Kamala Khan, and then she died. And then the villain, because he killed the wrong person, the
sacrifice still worked.
The gods. It was kind of like in Multiverse, the strangest little demon things.
Oh, yeah.
They like ate him the fuck up and killed him.
Is he from the Dark Web storyline?
No.
It's not called the Dark Web.
No, Dark Web was...
Is it called the Dark Web?
No, Dark Web was...
That's a horrible name for it.
Madeline Pryor story. And Ben Riley. Chasm.
He became Chasm. What were they trying to do? They're clones, and they were trying to do what during Dark Web?
They're both clones. They both didn't get what they wanted, so they're gonna fuck everything up.
But what does that mean? We're gonna destroy the universe? We're gonna...
Madeline's mad because she didn't get to experience having Nathan as a baby. Jean got to have those memories. But then,
did Jean really get to raise him? Because he disappears.
He gets sent to the future.
Yeah, it's just like Hope that gets into the future.
But Jean
come back and they're like adults.
Near the end, Jean gives her the memories. She's like, "Why don't you just fucking talk to me and not make this fucking castle in New York. And then she like slaps Madeline and like.
That's all the memories.
Does it have that classic like motion?
It was a pretty big slap. She's like,
and that's how the memories come. Because that'd be dope.
She gives her her memories during the fight, and then they all go fight.
But is that the same?
They go fight memories? Well,
and so Ben Reilly's a bad guy. Yeah, that's so sad. Because Ben Reilly was liked by a lot of people.
People are mad about him in Spider-Verse too.
Because they punk.
Oh, we'll get to that.
Yeah, let's talk about Spider-Verse.
We'll get to that then. Spider-Verse.
Across the Spider-Verse.
It's really confusing because it's Into the Spider-Verse and
Across and then Beyond.
Beyond will be the next one.
Which is the last
Beyond is potentially live action.
Possibly.
They might cut into live action. Because we've already seen...
I foresee a cheeseburger in the future.
You told me that they were going to use a cheeseburger to the dad, you said.
I'm saying if things don't go well by the end of this trilogy, when we get to Secret Wars in the MCU, I foresee a cheeseburger at the end of the movie.
So, all it is...
To who?
Whoever the villain is.
Well, Molecule Man wasn't the villain, right?
He was who Doom was using to create Battle World.
Yeah, make God, Glenn, what's his name? Steven?
Oh god, that would work.
Yeah, make him Molecule Man.
Glenn?
Yeah, I think he'd be fine as Molecule Man. I think that's a better character introduced than the Sentry. I think you can still give the Sentry a couple years before
You're talking about Asian Glenn.
Yeah.
He's talking about Glenn from Always Sunny.
Oh.
You guys are talking about two different things.
Glenn from Always Sunny.
Yeah, Glenn played from Always Sunny.
Glenn.
Doing your thing right now?
No. Yes. Glenn was at the Glenn Howerton, Mac, Glenn, and Charlie.
Absolutely not.
Dennis is his name in the show.
Yeah, Dennis.
Yeah, that would probably help more for me to say that.
Okay. I was
Yeah, 'cause I kept saying Glenn, Mac, and Charlie.
Charlie would work
No.
too.
Yeah. No.
Guys, just give me a burger.
New season starts tomorrow.
Charlie should still be Hydra Bob.
He'd be great as Bob. Movie.
Red Skull, that name keeps coming up.
I
Red
told
Skull.
everybody, I feel like the movie is getting way overhyped than it should be because how much we like the other one. But it's good. It's still good.
Really good. Problem is,
I still I like Guardians better.
I feel like I only watched half of a movie though.
That's a lot of people's opinion too. Is they didn't dislike it.
Which I was prepared for.
They didn't dislike it.
I was
but
prepared
they were
for.
Like, my problem
But
is
I didn't know unless somebody told me.
My problem is
two-parter.
Within an hour in is when Gwen is like, "Here, Miles, this is what's going on," and here's
yeah, the movie felt like
thing.
weirdly long. Like I didn't feel like it didn't feel as long.
The next movie's gonna be longer.
Well, everyone said it should have been 30 minutes longer or 30 minutes shorter, which is a weird thing to say, but it kind of makes sense because for me, the beginning was way too long, way too long for me at the beginning. It wasn't slow, but it also
The beginning was a little slow.
I don't think it was that slow, but it was just like I was entertained by it, but do we need it? Kind of thing.
Okay, well then
a lot of Gwen's.
We won't go play by play for this movie because it's fucking long.
Well, there's not much. You can sum up.
How do you feel about the
sum up parts really fast.
Yeah, how do you feel about the spot?
Interesting. It's weird that
it's the bagel guy.
Yeah, that's odd. That
I was the only person who laughed when he talked about the bagel, and I'm like, do you guys not remember when Miles does the bagel and it has the bagel? Also, there's weird. Is there a cough at the beginning of the movie?
Maybe.
I couldn't tell if I was hallucinating or not, but I swear before anything came on, I saw like an onomatopoeia.
It's probably a good
cough.
movie to take on shrooms.
There's so many little things that pop up.
I was high for that.
I gotta
movie,
watch New
like,
Rock Stars to see all their.
Why did they put the Comic Book Authority?
I don't know. That was really weird.
That seems like anti.
Yeah, it was really weird when they did that. I was like, okay. Is this part of it? Are they going to be like a cop group that run after them or something?
Yeah, the final boss is the Comic Book Code Authority. Like, you're breaking the canon. You're putting too many sexy stuff in here.
They're vampires.
Box.
They're
Just handle this real quick.
They're vampires, and they have to be called living vampires. They can't be zombies. They have to be zombies.
Oh, you're talking about
The
Marvel.
How the comic.
I texted him. I went to go use the restroom like really early in the movie.
Like Limbo.
Oh, because I couldn't say how. Yeah, you text me.
The Goblin Queen.
I was like so Morlon.
She really should have been Demon Queen, but
He thought Morlon was Miguel.
Because I couldn't remember Miguel being a vampire. Is he a vampire in the
I
comics?
feel like he is.
He did something where he needs an energy source or something like that.
I've never read
Miguel-
2099.
Miguel is really a 90s thing that either you're into and you
I just like the design.
I'm just saying
Design's
you
super
either
fun.
were into him or you weren't, and I wasn't. All the 2099 were crazy boring to me, but I think Spider-Man was
The Punisher.
one that people like. Punisher was pretty
Doom.
boring.
I heard Doom's good.
Doom is good. The X-Men are fucking horrible. No one
Some
liked
people
the
like that.
Really? Everyone I've talked to told me, because it's weird.
It's getting an omnibus.
Is it? Ugh. Yikes! Yikers!
Zoinks.
But far as
How'd you feel about the little like text at the bottom and stuff, like the explaining stuff? I don't remember that being that because it wasn't.
A little call out.
Yeah, it's like, oh, when you talk
They're
about
neat.
this dude's got hammer time, is the thing at the bottom. It says hammer time.
It's very comic
like,
book,
here's-
so I liked it.
How do we feel about Lego Spider-Man?
some kid did that.
That was fun.
It was
Yeah.
a 14-year-old.
14-year-old kid did that whole.
Probably one of
animation.
those kids that are really popular on YouTube for doing that kind of stuff or whatever.
Well, he
He's 14.
recreated the whole trailer in Legos, and then I guess they pulled them in, and
The Spot as a huge threat worries me because I don't want to watch the third movie, the final act, be going against himself as Prowler and the Spot are his big villains. Like for a third installment where we have access to all these villains, we already got the Doc Ock.
you want that? You want
Kingpin destroyed.
you want Donald Glover to pop out of that cage?
No, even though I seen pictures
That
of him,
was
he looks
fun.
pretty badass in this.
That was
suit.
fun. That was
There's no mask,
when he boos at them when they're going by.
but
There were a couple other. Oh, when the references are like all over the place. Like when he's running through the fighting, like the training area, and the Doc Ock pops up and says, "Hey Pete." It's just the line. It's
oh,
the,
you
"Hey
hear
Peter."
you hear him go.
Hello,
He-
Peter.
Yeah, he does the.
Spider-Man 2.
Is it Spider-Man 2?
Yeah.
I couldn't remember if it was he copies it in No Way Home as well. I think he does.
Yeah.
It's the same line where he's
Yeah.
like, "Hello, Peter."
I kind of
Peter.
wish the parts that they showed the live action stuff that they did it in the animated style, but just drew them to look like
No,
them.
that
No, but
background
that's
with,
the
like,
whole
the
point.
live
Is
action.
they're supposed to show that those are all alternate realities. That
I know. It just kind of
just like how we might see live action
a little bit.
version of them.
How do we feel about Ben Reilly?
It's Adam Sandberg trying to be
Is that Andy
Andy
Samberg?
I said
Adam Sandberg.
Andy Samberg. Got to make a cool pose.
You will never get out of my my well-defined musculature.
He was 90s.
It's weird that they made him.
I have
look
no
like a
emotional.
comic.
I have no emotional attachment to that character. So,
Like, why he look like a
but
comic?
why
and all
is
the
he
other
also
ones,
like the? He's at the
I
end.
feel
Why
like
is he
he
one of the
just-
two main ones?
Maybe he just had a really distinct design that they wanted to copy from.
Do you guys
the
see?
comic.
I didn't see. Oh, the
It's where
spider
the
buggy.
the octopus one where he's like, "What are you guys looking at?" When Miles is behind him,
Mm-hmm.
it's weird that they used him too because I mainly know him from Hero Clicks because I've seen him so many fucking times.
I've never seen
Spider
that one.
buggy,
You never
bro.
know he's Spider-Man 2000 something or
Hey.
Spider-Man 19.
Hey, come closer. Come closer to mine.
Oh, I was gonna grab something.
Well, you should have grabbed it while I was
What's your fake watch got to do with it?
I'm just like telling you that like you should plan this shit better.
Now it would be weird because the dude that just going off subject real quick, the dude that plays him wants to play him really bad live action.
He's way too old. Shamir's like 28, 29 years old.
Do you see
Wait, the Indian Spider-Man?
He's getting
That's the
destroyed on Twitter right now. He's like, "Damn, y'all! I didn't know that you guys didn't want me to play him so bad."
wow. That's
See,
the Indian Spider-Man.
Huh?
It's the Indian Spider-Man. Is that what you're talking about? Who are you talking
No,
about? You guys just start talking about a
The,
person.
the guy
man.
that voice acts Miles.
Oh yeah, no. Yeah, no. No.
The guy that's the Indian one is from Deadpool.
Oh, is that
Oh,
him?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's
I like that. I like that world. It's fun.
It says Jack Quaid, who I believe is from The Boys.
Yeah, that's Dennis Quaid, Meg Ryan's son.
He played
what Peter Parker? It's not the Lego Peter Parker.
Was he the
I wanted the Peter Parker.
Spectacular Spider-Man?
Could have been. I thought they would have brought. Isn't
Spectacular.
that Drake?
I don't think so. I think Drake did the Disney.
That was spectacular Spider-Man.
I don't think so.
We got to see the 1970s one where it's like, you're not gonna go any further.
Yeah, he
or
just
whatever.
popped up for 1 second.
But that was still worth it. I want to know every Spider-Man that was in it, though. Even though a lot of them.
I saw the white red Spider-Woman.
Julia Carpenter showed up for 1 second.
Spider Buggy.
Did it talk to Spider Buggy?
It just honked.
I was saying,
And then people got in it.
I think Superior was there for a second.
No Spiders Man.
Who?
Spiders Man. The Spider-Man that's made of spiders.
Why did we get Jess,
How'd you guys feel
but
about?
not Jessica?
How'd you guys feel about the black Spider-Woman?
Jess.
Oh, I hear the static. I don't know why that's going on.
I mean, she was fine.
Do you feel like it was supposed to be Spider-Woman because she's pregnant and stuff?
Well, yeah, they pulled from Jessica Drew's. Oh, I mean, she's still Jessica Drew. She's just Jess Drew instead of Jessica Drew.
Now, do you think there's another Jessica Drew, or is that our Spider-Woman from the new Avengers?
Just come to your mic a little bit, buddy. Don't be so scared.
616 Jessica Drew is British and white.
Yeah, but we haven't got her yet. So I'm saying is that
So she's part of the
I like your computer. I think it's causing.
she's part of the spider web. Maybe she's just not like how Miles isn't allowed. Maybe she's not allowed to.
she's kind of a bitch.
Yeah,
She's really a bitch at the end where she gives like
Who?
a Stan guy at the end.
I feel like that eye that she gives kind of hints at she's going to help Gwen in the next movie. I don't think
Of course she is.
I don't think she's gonna continue helping Miguel.
Yeah, of course. Miguel's clearly.
I don't like Miguel as a villain though. They make him like a villain, but he's doing the right thing. The only thing there's a couple things that bug me. What bugs me is it's the whole fixed point in time thing. Very Doctor Who, where you can't fuck up with something that's a fixed point. But the whole problem is they're saying when a captain dies, right? But Uncle Ben's have to die too. But they kept saying the captains, and that just sounded so fucking stupid. Like,
Oh my god!
the captains can't die.
I didn't realize Daniel Kaluuya was Spider-Punk.
Who?
The guy from Get Out and Up. The black guy.
Okoye's boyfriend.
The main.
I thought that was Ziggy Marley for some reason.
No.
No. No.
Hobie Brown was the best character in the movie.
Who? Spider-Punk? Why?
He's
Just because
cool.
he defied the... I hated his art.
I loved his constantly changing
So is
art.
Spider Bite?
Because it looks like comic
And then
panels
he
all the time.
Took off his mask and he looked like Lenny Kravitz.
Yeah.
I was like, he's like,
Wait, are there two voice actors for Miles Morales? Two different voice actors?
I don't think so.
Then who's Miles G.
There's-
Morales?
There's probably another
Oh,
Miles or the N Miles.
probably the evil Miles.
That's what I'm saying. It's a different voice
Because
actor.
he had more of a like Hispanic
Yeah.
twang to his voice.
And why was Miles... I know we're jumping around a little bit. Why was Miles... Zach Way's Spider-Man... Peter B. Parker was found...
Wait, what?
When he was found in the last movie...
Ziggy Marley is Lenny.
Who's Lenny?
I have no idea, but he's not Spider-Man.
But he had the cables all wrapped around him and he's spinning Peter B. Parker's on the punching bag.
I like
And
it.
he's like, watch me get out of this. And he like spins and he's like...
Come closer to your mic. Why do you keep getting so
And he-
far away?
And he
God,
like
it's like managing
stretches
a
out
phone.
and knocks them all... You don't remember?
Get-
Okay. It's weird that you don't remember that, but whatever.
I'm super out of it right now.
Peter B. Parker is locked up the exact same way Miles is at the end. Where he's...
I think they were just referencing the first movie.
Yeah, and Peter B. Parker gets out of it like really fast. He's like, watch this. And he like spins.
But Miles isn't.
Why isn't Miles able to get out of
'cause
it?
he's dumb.
He's like trying to shock it, but he's got super strength and could go invisible.
He just seen a clone of himself, or alternate version of himself.
That I wish they handled a little different for the ending, because like they said, it wasn't a contained story.
Metro Boomin was in this movie.
If you can,
Is that the Spider-Man that?
Hey, yo,
during
Metro, don't. Yeah,
the
that's
one that was upside
that's
down.
like Drake's producer or whatever.
if you could contain this one as a movie on its own, I think it'd be okay. But maybe a post credit, but it'd be hard to do it, I guess, as a post credit. Make it where he gets back home, he's like, oh, finally everything's okay. Then like it'd be okay, it's the end of the story. But then like
What's Insomniac Spider-Man?
Video game.
Oh, okay.
PS1.
Is that the really blocky one?
PS1.
they showed two of them,
fighting
right?
game.
Yeah.
Or fighting game. Video game.
Well, there's the video game when she's like
The Atari one.
two video game guys, and there's the two Atari guys, and then it's the video game Spider-Man. It's the Spider-Man from the
I
Sony
think
games.
the video game guy was from Amazing Friends, wasn't he?
Maybe.
but the Sony Spider-Man's in between them.
But the Atari one is for sure the one against Green Goblin video game, I believe.
And then yeah, it's the
But
Spider-Man.
like I would end it differently where it's kind of contained, but then Spider-Gwen's like, oh shit, he's not in the right reality. And then something would have to happen where he realizes that he's not in the right reality.
Probably wasn't
But
it.
it didn't, because at the end you're just like, it rushes to the climax.
I feel like if they made it to where
well, there really isn't a climax.
he made it to.
Well, it's like Empire Strikes Back. They rushed. I mean, they didn't rush. They had to get to the point of the movie has to end. This one, it was like I'm watching how long it is, and I'm like, what's the fuck's gonna happen?
How are you watching how long it is?
My wiener. But I know the running time. I just start my stopwatch and go, let's go.
You just know when the movie's supposed to be out.
It's a very frustrating movie experience.
Why?
So many people getting up and out of their seats. There were so many kids in there.
Why?
Talking
When did
the
you see
whole
it?
movie. It was 5:00
On
Thursday,
this Thursday?
last Thursday.
Oh, see, I want to go see it. Yes,
I kept seeing one of the
fuck. Of course, it's not this Thursday.
movie people like walking the road. She kept walking down to the emergency exit. Kept giving I was like freaking out. Like, oh my god, we're gonna get shot up right now.
Why would the movie worker was?
I think there was a lot of interruptions. So the worker was walking back and forth, like watching people.
Off topic. Did you see that? Oh, you don't want Facebook. The video I shared, but you might have just saw it. Where Little Mermaid, there's a big ass fight. Oh, man.
I think I saw something about
And the
it. but I
girl
never
was
watched
recording it. The girl, I mean, I'd been the girl in the. She's
I want to get a refund.
I'm gonna get a refund.
I remember that.
I want my money back. And they're hella fighting in the crowd, like yelling and shouting. And all you
About
see,
what?
I don't know, but all you see in the background is like, isn't it neat? Isn't it like she's like singing, and they're like, "Fuck you, bitch!"
Can you go to jail for doing that?
I don't know.
For recording a fight while a movie's going on and accidentally catching some of the movie?
I don't think so. I don't think they do much for people recording movies. I think you don't get as in serious trouble as they.
I think you do. I think it's just a little bit harder to catch than you might think.
Maybe that's.
I think if they caught you, they're gonna fucking lay the law
back in the
down
day,
on
it's
you.
like there's a Seinfeld episode where they bring in a camera like
dude,
this, like
you think-
put on your shoulder.
But you think like copyright was bad back in the day? People are after copyright like nobody's fucking business. So
Now, or you say
now
back
is
in the
way
day?
worse than it used to be in the back of the day. Now you're more likely to get fucking.
I feel like
rung
things
up on
get
that shit.
leaked all
That-
the time. What happened?
It doesn't matter if things get leaked.
who got in
They said the
trouble?
Pinkertons after the Magic guy.
Who was the guy, or who was something got released and they got
If you
really,
break street date of like most products with like strict releases, you just lose that.
Oh yeah, someone was. I'm trying to still think who got in trouble on Reddit that got big time trouble for something, but I can't remember.
The
But
Star Wars leaks.
there was Lord of the Rings.
What was the one where they
So-
found the script in the hotel?
Oh, Samuel Jackson script, wasn't it?
For what, Avengers?
It was something. I don't know.
Spider-Man?
But like I said, what's weird is some people in the industry let it out. They probably get paid for it, and
Oh yeah, that makes it like totally.
No, but it happens.
Companies want it to happen.
It happens all the time, honestly.
Music people leak their shit all the time.
Say what?
So music people leak their shit all the time.
On purpose?
Well, that's to get over the record label.
Spectacular, spectacular.
It's a little bit more altruistic when you're like releasing your own stuff early rather than releasing somebody else's stuff early.
So basically, the worst thing that could have happened if Peter did save his dad, or Miles save his dad, his world would crumble.
What? Yeah.
So why do the other ones care if it just his world crumbles? If he wants to ruin his world, fuck him.
Might start a chain
It's just
reaction.
a lot of...
Well, you got to think of it like the Loki thing, right?
Well, so they said the India guys is...
Yeah, they're trying to contain it right now.
He was having such a good time as Spider-Man, too. No real crime, really. It looked like Agrabah. I hate to be racist sounding.
That
but
is super racist because Agrabah is not even close to India.
Oh, I'm talking about the look of it. Like it
looks like New Delhi.
It looks very peaceful. Nothing crazy. He's using yo-yos. That's not based off the Indian?
There's an Indian toy.
The Indian Spider-Man, is it? Because there is an Indian one.
It's his bracelet too.
I'm pretty sure he has the same name.
Because the name sounds familiar. Because his name is like Patrick or some shit. Something that sounds like Peter.
Mm-hmm.
But
Noombata.
like I said, I didn't like. Also, they didn't do much. Like I felt like they shoehorned in Peter B. Parker with his baby, which I don't understand why he'd bring his baby Mayday into harm's way. I guess
because that's an easy character to make a toy of, or kids.
Also, he seems like a pretty capable father.
I love the character. I love the dude from New Girl as him, but I feel like they just shoehorned him in Like the other
that I have to sit like all the way back in, so
the
like
other
my tiny
the other
ass is just,
podcasts
like,
where you have the microphones on stands and they just sit there in cushions. I think no matter
like the
what,
fighter and the kid.
I think we always want to have our legs covered no matter what.
That's my least favorite. Two least favorite people on the internet.
What?
It's the fighter and the kid. You know who those are? It's Brendan Schaub and Brian Callen.
Oh yeah, I think so.
They're just two really fucking dumb idiots.
Yeah,
They're like they just like
is it
suck
one UFC guy?
He
Used to
ex-UFC,
yeah,
but
okay.
like bad.
Then I know.
He like the guy sucked at the teeth of Joe Rogan.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Thank you guys, and we'll see you next time. Declan.
That's podcast.